Omaha's news leader, chronicling the stories and people making a difference in our community. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Good morning, I'm Rob McCartney. Just over a month ago, Vladimir Putin sent his Russian forces to invade Ukraine. We've brought you reports since then on the humanitarian crisis that's come in the aftermath. Well, this morning we're taking a look at how it's affected Nebraska communities. From families hoping to get their loved ones safely out of the country to how you can help the millions of Ukrainians impacted by the invasion. Well, first, as the invasion began, this woman worked half a world away to help her father escape Ukraine. KETV Newswatch 7's Quinicia Fraser shared her story.
It's just breaking my heart. I'm extremely worried about him.
From across the globe, Elena Savela worries about her father in Ukraine.
The sirens going on every single day, a few times a day.
Savela's mother is here with her in Omaha after being able to leave Ukraine the week before Russia invaded.
It was super hard for my dad to let her leave.
Her father is staying inside his apartment in Sumy, a city in North Ukraine and about 5.5 hours away from the capital, Kyiv.
All day I'm with my phone and I'm asking him how he's doing, how is everybody, is it quiet there, isn't any bombing and shooting around him.
Savela created a GoFundMe to pay for her dad's travel expenses to leave. She's close to her goal, but even if she reaches it, she says they'll still have to wait before he can leave.
They just can't leave. Nobody allowed. They just surrounded them. And I do feel really helpless.
Savela is hopeful that once Ukrainian troops fight off the Russians, volunteers can help evacuate people like her father.
I'm very proud of each of them. They're ready to protect the land. They're ready to protect people.
In the meantime, Savela waits.
No one deserves that, what is going on now. No one, absolutely.
And hopes for a peaceful ending. Quinicia Fraser, KETV Newswatch 7.
Now, since our report aired, there has been some good news. Elena says her dad was able to make it to Poland. She says he will have an interview with the U.S. Embassy soon, and if all goes well, they will be able to go home together. Well, some Omaha women are cooking up support for Ukrainians. The Assumption Ukrainian Catholic Church off 16th and Martha held a food fundraiser earlier this month. KETV Newswatch 7's Sarah Feely spoke with the cooks.
It may be an unfamiliar language, but the message is clear.
We also want to help, and this is the little bit we can do from here.
And in a church community, that help often comes in the form of food. At Assumption Ukrainian Catholic Church, it's no different.
I feel like, I'm sharing part of me with people because, that's the food that I grew up with, and that's part of Ukraine, that's part of our culture, and I'm really happy to share it with other people so they can enjoy and try it.
The women of the church cooked traditional Ukrainian dumplings and stuffed cabbage rolls. The pre-order meals sell for $10 a piece, and all the money goes back to Ukraine. Altogether, they prepared hundreds of meals.
It really means a lot for all the people that come in and purchase something because we are really trying our best to collect as much money as we can for Ukraine.
They say it's a way to occupy their time, taking away the pain and constant worry for their loved ones back home, even if just for a moment.
All of us over here, since it started, we all, barely slept, and we just we all sit, until midnight, read the news. We wake up first thing in the morning, we call our families, and then we read the news again.
They say they're thankful to be able to share their culture with others and have been overwhelmed with support.
It's something you feel in your heart. If you feel that you can afford to come and, participate and bring some food home, maybe that you haven't tried before, and it's helping out a good cause, then why not?
And joining me now is Father Ivan Krotek, a retired priest from the Assumption Ukrainian Catholic Church. Father, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. First off, what is your connection to Ukraine?
First of all, I'm not Ukrainian, I'm Slovenian, but when I was in Rome in the 60s, I studied there for 5 years, and I kind of liked the liturgy and singing, especially because I sang and directed choirs my whole life. So I joined the Rite and Church of Ukrainian Catholic Church, and I was ordained by the late Cardinal Joseph Slipy in 70 and in 71, and I came to this country. And so I have been a priest for 52 years now, and my whole priestly service was in Ukrainian church.
And as for the invasions, everybody has seen the toll it is taking on Ukraine. But what about here? What are you hearing from the parishioners? How are they reacting?
They are extremely concerned because practically every one of them has family back there. They came in mostly in the 90s and some even later. So they are very connected, and they get together for prayer and do whatever they can to help back home. And they are in touch all the time. You know, I'm sure that some of them already have some members of the family that were already killed in these different places. I was in Ukraine 7 times. Because I was in Chicago for many, many years, a pastor of the major parish there. And but first time I went to Ukraine, I was still in Omaha because I was here in the 80s. And first time I went from Omaha and then got to know some people. The first family already came here, and then I got connected there with other people that came on later. I was mostly in the western Ukraine when I visited different churches and places. I was only once in Kyiv, and this was for the 10th anniversary of independence.
You know, there are a number of Russian immigrants in our area. Have you heard from any of them? Is there any animosity between the two groups?
I don't think right now. I don't think there is. People see from all sides and from, you know, every corner of the United States that this is wrong. This is a real invasion, and so I don't know. I see them talking sometimes. I listen to Russian things, programs also, but I don't have connections here. But I hear, because, you know, Ukrainian people are in touch with them, and there is no animosity here. But there is in Ukraine because of this invasion and Russian troops that are there and stuff and doing what they are doing.
The U.S. announced last week it would accept 100,000 refugees coming from Ukraine.
Yes, that's what I heard.
What's the church doing to help?
Well, first of all, we call everybody to prayer. Not just Ukrainian people, but everybody. And we try to, like last Friday, I was invited to a service to Lincoln by Bishop Conley, and we had the service and this consecration of the Ukraine and Russia to Immaculate Heart of Mary, which the Pope Francis invited all the bishops to do in their places. And then they are doing some, you know, Ukrainian dishes, Ukrainian, as they call them, pirogi or vareniki, and the other things that people were taking last Saturday, and they will be doing the same this coming Saturday, just that they all have filled up the what you call the people have to order them, and the orders are filled up already, but they will be doing that later also.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of people want to help. How do you convince the people who don't want to help to care about what's happening in Ukraine, to the Ukrainian people? That's a half a world away.
Yeah, but it's not very difficult. I just look around and the churches and other organizations are doing so much already, and they collected already a lot of money. So people are aware of it, and they, of course, looking at what is going on and destruction and how many deaths and stuff, especially they are bombing where young people and children are, and that especially moves everybody. I can't even watch that. I start to cry myself, and I mean, it's horrible. It's just...
So what do you say to somebody, a parishioner who comes to you and says, Father Ivan, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I see these things on television and it tears my heart apart. What do you say to them?
Well, we all have to help each other. First of all, console them and pray with them, and you know, have to invite them to help whatever way they can. Money, medical supplies, especially doctors and hospitals and other places do that, and they are doing a lot. Now, President Biden, who is in Europe, he promised another $1 billion to help these, you know, especially those. I mean, there's, what, over 3 million people already out of the country, but they are altogether 10 million that are displaced all over Ukraine.
Right. Well, Father, I've got to stop here. I mean, we're running out of time. We're going to have a list of resources that people can help, and I appreciate what you're doing. And, you know, we pray and wish for the best for all the Ukrainian people.
Yes, we are asking, first of all, for prayer, because that's what those that are in front lines are asking, first of all, and then whatever else people can. We are grateful. We are grateful to Governor Ricketts, who came to our church last Sunday, spent time in church and with people, and then to everybody else that is doing what they are doing.
Father, thanks very much and good luck.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
A Jesuit and former Creighton Prep teacher is working to help those fleeing the war to resettle. KETV News Watch 7's Jonah Gilmore brought us this report on his efforts to help refugees in Poland.
We want to provide, we want to help.
Jesuit and former Creighton Prep teacher Father Damien is now back home in Poland.
You walk through the train station, you see people walking around, women with kids, speaking Ukrainian.
As Russia invades Ukraine, forcing Ukrainians to flee their country, Father Damien is doing all he can to provide some relief.
Find the roof for them and try to gather the supplies, clothes, food, toiletries, whatever they need.
The former Creighton Prep French teacher spent 3 years in Omaha.
Creighton Prep is my second home.
He calls this community loving and giving, now asking the city he served for help.
We count on you for your prayers and also monetary support.
Father Damien wants to provide Ukrainian refugees with essentials.
People came with nothing, with one baggage of clothes.
His mission goes far beyond what's happening now.
Friends, we can do a lot of good together.
Hoping to provide long-term care, reaching those who stay to fight and defend their country.
Go forth and set the world on fire, but not the fire of bombs, but the fire of love, supporting one another.
Jonah Gilmore, KETV News Watch 7.
And still to come, from middle school to high school, speakers and students in the metro are shining a spotlight on the crisis in Ukraine. You're watching KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.